Homosexuality, gender identity, bullying. These are all hot topics in schools these days, as well as in the culture. How should Christian students respond? This is the Citizenlink Report. I'm Carrie Earll with Citizenlink education analyst Candi Cushman. Hi, Candi.
Hi, Carrie. Good to be with you today.
Good to have you here today. I'm excited. Our topic is Day of Dialogue. Day of Dialogue is a student-led event to help students talk in a respectful but honest way about issues like God and relationships and sexuality. You know, students today are being bombarded with messages that are contrary to a Christian worldview on these issues. And that's why Focus on the Family sponsors this annual event to help equip kids to talk about it. Candi, you manage this effort. What are some of the messages that kids are hearing today in the schools?
Well, you know, Carrie, it really does seem like everywhere our teens turn, they are surrounded by confusing messages about sexuality and identity. Take, for instance, Lady Gaga, one of the most powerful pop stars out there today reaching our youth. She recently donated the proceeds of her one of her Born This Way songs to the nation's largest homosexual advocacy groups reaching our schools, GLSEN, the Gay, Lesbian, and Straight Education Network. And then there's a movie star, Josh Hutcherson, who's the lead star, one of the lead stars in the upcoming Hunger Games movie. That movie is based on a book series that's extremely popular with today's youth, and he's been going around promoting the Gay Straight Alliance Network. He also promotes a campaign called Straight But Not Narrow. And you know, I mentioned GLSEN. They have a campaign this April happening in thousands of public high schools and colleges across the land. And during this event, teachers are encouraged to display homosexual-themed materials in their classroom, materials dealing with transgenderism, which can get into cross-dressing topics. The students that participate in Day of Silence are also encouraged by GLSEN to lobby for things like, quote, a queer-friendly prom. And so, you know, you think, what's a Christian teen to do? It seems like everywhere they turn, whether it's their music, movie stars, messages in their own schools, you know, how do they feel confident that their faith speaks into these issues and that they can articulate a biblical worldview on these subjects?
You know, the culture really puts Christian teens in a hard place with this by the examples that you've given. Then they go into the school, they have friends who struggle with gender and sexual orientation issues. So how does Day of Dialogue equip them to respond in a loving yet honest way on these topics?
Well, you know, one of the key messages of this event is, of course, dialogue. We encourage students, you know, in contrast to the whole idea of pushing silence, we're encouraging students to have a free exchange of ideas on their campus, to have honest conversations, because we really believe that when honest conversations are allowed to happen, the truth does rise to the surface. We want students to feel confident that the power of Christ, the gospel of Christ, their biblical faith speaks powerfully in to these issues, into the culture, and that they can have confidence in that. And you know, I'll also just mention that the whole heart and soul of this event is to reflect the model that Jesus Christ gives us in the Bible. Because when we look at what he's doing in the Bible, we see that he didn't shy away from speaking truth. He boldly spoke truth into the culture around him. But at the same time, he was equally bold about reaching out to the hurting and vulnerable people around him, to the people being victimized. And that's what we're challenging students to do through this event. Be bold about standing up when you see someone being bullied or victimized. But you don't have to keep your faith to yourself. You have the right, you can have the confidence that God has a good plan and a loving message that you can speak to your classmates around you, and that really would summarize the whole heart behind this event.
So it's kind of evangelism. I mean, the point of this is to bring the love of Jesus Christ to students who are struggling and to equip the Christian students to be able to be bold in their faith. For Focus on the Family, this is a wonderful opportunity for us to be part of this and to partner. This is our second year to do this, and it's getting traction with the young people. It's really exciting to see them signing up on your Facebook page and submitting videos. Are you excited about what you're seeing here?
I am excited. You know, last year, our first year ever doing that event, we had thousands of students sign up in 42 states, and that was really unexpected, so it is exciting. And this video clip that we're going to show you, it's so impressive. These students, high school students, Colin and Katie, took the initiative to make this video and include their friends, and it just does a fabulous job of communicating the Day of Dialogue messages and the heart and mission of it.
wish your classmates could know more about God's deep love for us?
Or what His Word says about marriage and sexuality?
What hope is there for those who struggle?
How do I speak about God's Word in my own voice?
Why should we stick up for others?
Does God really care about my relationships and struggles?
Whose voice should I listen to?
Why do male and female matter?
What does it really mean share truth and love?
How do I speak
What does it
about
really
God's
mean? We should get the conversation started.
Let's 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 get the conversation started.
Candi, that's an impressive video for young people to be producing, and there's other video on the website. We'd encourage you to go there. Now, Candi, the theme of Day of Dialogue is let's get the conversation started. Let's get kids talking about this, which we saw in the video. What are some of the tools that you've put together to help young people do that?
Well, the primary tool for students on the website is something called the conversation card. And it's an index-sized card that they can download and distribute. They need to let their school know they're going to do it and follow the right procedure for doing that. But they can distribute it, say, before or after class, as long as it doesn't disrupt academic teaching. And this card encourages students to have a conversation about the fact that God cares about every single student in that school. He cares about every part of their lives, whether it's their sexuality, their relationships, their souls. And not only that, but the card allows them to proclaim that, yes, I am a Christian and I believe Jesus Christ came to this earth and sacrificed His life for us, and that I want to model that by standing up against bullying. So it allows them to speak into that issue. And then there's other fun things on there like t-shirt designs, online graphics they can put on their Facebook page, and lots of different ways to spread the word.
Well, one of the things I'm so excited about here is this really is equipping the next generation to help them go into the public square and talk about sensitive topics, but topics like you said God cares about. He cares about these kids' lives. What are some of the ways that people watching this webcast can support your efforts at Day of Dialogue and get the word out on this?
Well, absolutely. The most important thing you can do today is if you have a student in your life or at your church, tell them to go to dayofdialogue.com and go to the Register Today button at the top right hand of the screen and click on that and register today so you have time to plan it in your school and get the permission you need. And then also, we have tools on there for Bible study leaders, pastors, Christian club leaders. Just check the For Pastors section and you'll see some tools on there that will allow you to download a presentation about Day of Dialogue. And it's a great way to just present it to the people in your church, to let parents and students know about it in your realm of influence, and let them sign up for the event as soon as possible.
And you have a Facebook page, and that gets
right.
a lot of activity and interest, and that's something that people can sign up for as well.
Right, absolutely. That's another great way to join the conversation and for students to be able to talk to other fans on that page and see their support. So it's Focus Day of Dialogue. That's the name of the Facebook page. Definitely join the conversation there.
Thank you. Thank you, Candi. Thank you for your heart for this issue. You just love these young people and equipping them, and we're just so fortunate to have you here doing that with us. Thank you. And thanks to all of you who reach out to us via email to share your thoughts and encouragement with us. You can always let us know what you're thinking at mail@citizenlink.com. That's mail@citizenlink.com. And you know, preparing the next generation to go into the public square and talk about these issues, that's one of the most critical tasks before us. So we really would encourage you to please forward this webcast, to share it with your friends, your family, your church members, because it is a way to equip the young people to talk about this issue, truth coupled with love, and that is the way we need to be dealing with all these issues in our culture. And of course, remember to stand tall and be heard.